Hey everyone, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil, and it's time to talk Avatar: The Last Airbender. And we're here again at the penultimate episode of a season. I always feel like these last couple of episodes, even if they aren't in name a two-part finale, it feels like the finale is about to start. We've only got 45 minutes of storytelling left in this season, and there's a lot to do because at the end of last episode, we changed everything. Yes, the Aang Gang helped restore the King of the Earth Kingdom, the King of Ba Sing Se, to power. I guess he always had power, but he didn't have control because he was being handled so expertly by his steward, his Grand Vizier. But we exposed those evil plans. The king's back in power, and everything seemed like happy days are here again. And then we got messages to the Aang Gang. And Sokka and Katara's dad is somewhere in the Eastern Sea. And we get the message off of Appa's horn. It's the guru that we met a couple of episodes back asking to see Aang at the Eastern Air Temple. And Toph gets tricked by the two men that her father sent after her to recover her and return her home. And so she's now captured. And perhaps the most scary, Azula and Ty Lee and May have arrived in Ba Sing Se. But they're in disguise. They're in disguise as Suki and other Kyushu warriors. And we've just vouched for them without seeing them. Sokka's last words to the king before leaving to see his father were, "Suki's amazing, you can trust her." And now Azula's showing up, filling that role. So Ba Sing Se is in danger from the inside. The Aang Gang is scattered to the wind, and we have suddenly like 4 separate storylines that are urgently needed to be resolved and followed up on. Hopefully all of that gets dealt with in the next 2 episodes, but it feels like a massive climax is about to occur, and I have no idea how it's all going to resolve itself. I always hate to see when the traveling party gets broken up and they go in separate directions. It's always nerve-wracking. This especially seems to be. For the moment, Sokka and Aang are still together as they head east, but they're going to go their separate ways. I think Aang is going to drop Sokka off with the Water Tribe fleet and then continue on to the Air Temple himself. Katara is left alone in Ba Sing Se to deal with Azula, presumably. And Toph, like I said, has been captured, kidnapped, and she's going to be taken home, presumably. So, how is this episode going to start? What's going to happen? I have no idea, but I'm super eager to jump into this. I hope you guys are too, so let's do that without delay. This is episode 19 of season 2, and it's called The Guru. So we at least know we're getting into that storyline. Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about Zuko dealing with his stuff. So much going on.
What's that smell?
It's juk. I'm sure you wouldn't like it.
It smells delicious. I'd love a bowl, Uncle.
You seem different somehow.
It's a new day. Things are looking up, Uncle.
Interesting. Has he turned the corner?
Don't be nervous. He's gonna be so happy to see you.
So what about you? Are you nervous to meet this guru?
Not at all. I'm ready to master the Avatar state. I'll do whatever it takes.
Is that what the guru is going to be helping him with?
See you in a week. Yep, yep.
How long since Sokka's seen his dad?
Sokka, good to see you.
Well, they recognize him. Is Dad the chief?
Sokka.
Hi, Dad.
Wow. Okay, we're just doing good feels right now.
The Kyoshi warriors are here to protect us. My most trusted advisor, Long Feng, and his Dai Li agents tried to take control of Ba Sing Se from me.
It's terrible
It's
when
not
you
over
can't
yet.
trust the people who are closest to you.
The Council of Five is meeting to plan an invasion of the Fire Nation this summer, on the day of a solar eclipse.
Jeez. Oh, he's such a naive king.
On the day of Black Sun.
Or we could send in Momo to do some damage.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you, General Hao.
Wow. So much happening. I'm looking forward to Aang and the Guru, though. I think that's going to be really interesting. The Guru gave off really good vibes when we met him.
I was a spiritual brother of your people and a personal friend of Monk Yatso.
In your note, you said you could teach me to gain control of the Avatar state.
Cool.
How?
Begins with this. Drink up.
Drugs.
Ugh! It tastes like onion and banana juice.
That's because it is.
Onion and banana juice.
You're mistaken.
Hey, can you two old ladies quit your bickering for a second? I gotta go to the bathroom.
Quit your banging! You might think you're the greatest earthbender in the world, but even you can't bend metal.
Metal is in the earth. Maybe she can. If any element can bend metal, it ought to be earthbenders.
From the inside, we're in perfect position to organize a coup and overthrow the Earth King. The key is the Dai Li.
Yeah, ally with...
Whoever controls the Dai Li controls Ba Sing Se.
Katara's got her work cut out for her.
In order to master the Avatar state, you must open all the chakras. Tell me everything you know about chakras.
Nothing.
What are chakras?
I like that we're unifying a bunch of different Asian philosophies. You know, we've been very centered in Japanese and Chinese philosophy up to this point, but now we're incorporating Indian as well. It's really cool.
If we open the paths between the pools,
The energy flows.
there are 7 chakras that go up the body. Each pool of energy has a purpose and can be blocked by a specific kind of emotional muck. Once you begin this process, you cannot stop until all 7 are open.
I'll do whatever it takes.
First, we will open the Earth Chakra. It deals with survival and is blocked by fear. What are you most afraid of? Let your fears become clear to you.
How he is during it's the Earth Chakra, but it's also about he's so afraid of being in the Avatar
Your vision
state.
is not real. Let your fears flow down the creek. You have opened your Earth Chakra.
Was easy, but step 1. Okay, cool.
Next is the
Water chakra?
brilliant. This chakra deals with pleasure and is blocked by guilt. What do you blame yourself for?
Abandoning the air.
I ran away.
The air nomads, yeah.
Accept the reality that these things happened. You need to forgive yourself.
Destructive, buoyant, and
Stinky.
terrible smelling.
Very perceptive. The seaweed tangles up the propeller, and the foul smell forces people to abandon the ship.
Our scouts have spotted 4 Fire Nation ships.
Mato, get these mines loaded up. The rest of you men, prepare for battle.
What should I do, Dad?
Aren't you listening?
Prepare
I
for
said the
battle.
rest of you men get ready for
You're
battle.
a man. He's being treated like a man. He's been the oldest for so long. You know, suddenly he reverted to kid mode there for a minute.
Congratulations, Uncle.
I'm very thankful you decided to share this special day with me. It means more than you know.
Wow. I love seeing Zuko like this, but I'm so worried
Third
that it's
is the fire
temporary.
chakra.
What's going to happen if he finds out Azula's in the city?
This chakra deals with willpower and is blocked by shame. What are you ashamed of? What are your biggest disappointments in yourself?
I'm never gonna firebend again.
You will never find balance if you deny this part of your life. You are the Avatar, and therefore, you are a firebender. That chakra opened less like a flowing creek and more like a burping bison.
Tastes like onions and bananas. Pickles?
Oh.
How much longer do we have to serve the Earth King?
He's part of the Dai Li, isn't he?
Princess Azula promised we would go back to the Fire Nation as soon as we capture the Avatar. We just have to be patient.
Shush up. Do you want the whole palace to know we're Fire Nation?
Sorry.
Good work, girls. I'm sure the Dai Li will deliver the message.
It deals with love.
Oh, she's
and is
clever.
Blocked by grief.
Grief.
Lay all your grief out in front of you.
I want to see some tears, Aang. I want to see this journey be a really hard one for you.
Love is a form of energy. The air nomad's love for you has not left this world and is reborn in the form of new love. Let the pain
There
flow
we go.
away. Very good.
Can I have some onion banana juice, please?
He's coming along.
The fifth in the chain is the sound chakra. It deals with truth and is blocked by lies. You must accept that you are the Avatar. The sixth pool of energy is the light chakra.
I love how we're doing
It
each one of
deals
these in a
with
different
insight
setting as
and is
well.
blocked by illusion. Even the separation of the four elements is an illusion. All the elements are one, four parts of the same whole. Even metal is
bender.
just a part of Earth that has been purified and refined.
She's figuring it out. Oh wow, look at her leveling up.
Come on! Woo! Toph, you rule.
Table for two, please.
Oh.
Uncle,
No
I need
way.
2 jasmine, 1 green, and 1 lychee.
Wow.
I'm brewing as...
I never even thought about if they would cross paths, what her reaction would be. Oh man.
Once you open this chakra, you will be able to go in and out of the Avatar state at will. You will have complete control and awareness of all your
He
actions.
doesn't want to go in the Avatar
Let's
state.
do this.
The thought chakra deals with pure cosmic energy and is blocked by earthly attachment and what attaches you to this world. Let all of those attachments go. Let them flow down the river, forgotten.
What? Why would I let go of Katara?
This is like being
I
Jedi.
love her.
Learn to let her go.
How could it be a bad thing that I feel an attachment to her? 3 chakras ago, that was a good thing.
You must learn to let go.
I like that. Like his journey's been pretty straightforward up to now, but I
The
like
Fire
that we
Nation
were
has
hung up on the
infiltrated the
last
city.
one.
I just saw Prince Zuko and his uncle.
Does she
I'll
not
be sure to let him
realize
know.
who this is? Oh, Katara.
I think it's time for a family reunion.
Oh. Come on, Momo. You're our only hope.
To master the Avatar state, you must open all the chakras. Surrender yourself.
Okay, I'll try.
Now think of your attachments and let them go.
Whoa. Loving the imagery of this episode.
Let me go!
What does he see? Was this like a vision into the now? He's giving up on it. He was almost there.
Katara's in danger. I have to go.
No, Aang.
Oh.
If you leave now, you won't be able to go into the Avatar state at all.
He's giving up on the Avatar state. But this is Luke and Yoda. This is Empire.
It's another one of her tricks.
How is that a trick?
It's not. It's the real deal.
Damn, Tom's awesome.
I am the greatest earthbender in the world.
Oh, awesome. Look at that. Okay, so Toph's heading back to Ba Sing Se.
I have to go to the bathroom.
I'll make you proud, and I'll finally prove to you what a great warrior I am.
You don't have to prove anything to me. I'm already proud of you. And I've always known you're a great warrior.
Really?
Why do you think I trusted you to look after our tribe when I left?
Oh. Uh-oh. Alright. We got some closure there, but...
Princess Azula of the Fire Nation, you have something I need.
Oh?
The Earth King's trust.
Why should I help you?
Because I can get you the Avatar.
I'm listening.
Oh, Long Feng and Azula together.
Great news. We've been invited to serve tea to the Earth King.
Oh, can't be good either. Is this all Azula's machinations? That part is, but is the invite? It must be. Yeah, the parallels to being a Jedi and being an Avatar are very on display in this episode. I can't help but make those comparisons. I was worried that Aang's journey through the chakras was too easy. You know, these are real emotional blocks that most people have to deal with and take tons of therapy and time to deal with. And Aang was just like releasing chakras left, right, and center until we got to the last one, until we got to the mind chakra and the idea of detachment. And he couldn't let go of his attachment to Katara, which is very much as Jedi asks, make no attachments. This is why you can never marry, why you shouldn't love, why you have to remove those attachments from your lives to be a proper Jedi. And it's an incredibly, I'm not sure controversial is the right word, but debatable certainly is appropriate. It's a very debatable philosophy. Are you a better person? Are you a more spiritual person if you are unattached to anybody? If you remove yourself in that way to gain greater wisdom or energy from the universe or the Force or however you want to describe it. But Aang hangs up on that. And I was glad to see that. I was really glad to see that there was a stumbling block in the process. And then, while he's just about to break through this stumbling block, he's having this vision with the Avatar state version of himself. He gets this vision of Katara in trouble, in chains, captured by the Kyushu warriors, Azula and Mai and Ty Lee. And so he abandons his training with the Guru, picks up Sokka, and they're heading back to Ba Sing Se. Toph also heading back to Ba Sing Se after she discovered how to bend metal. We've seen this before. We've seen benders have control over things related to their element, if not being that element in particular. Water benders can bend ice. They can bend plants because of moving the water within those plants. Firebenders can control lightning. Some of them can. And now we've seen earthbenders move sand and now metal. Very interesting stuff. I dig it. Makes you wonder what else airbenders can bend if they're true masters. Can you bend space? Can you bend the spirit? What other ethereal type things can they possibly control? Very interesting idea, if nothing else. So everybody's rushing back to Ba Sing Se because Katara's in trouble. The Earth Kingdom itself is in trouble. Ba Sing Se's in trouble because Azula's put this plan in place. They've inserted themselves as these trusted Kyushu warriors. She manipulated the Dai Li and Long Feng to her own ends. Long Feng thinks he's the one pulling the strings, but he's doing exactly what Azula wanted. But they're together, a very formidable foe for this season. But I'm especially interested to see what is going to happen with how Zuko and Iroh are going to affect things. I didn't even consider what would happen if one of the Yang Gang stumbled across Zuko in Ba Sing Se. Of course, the immediate reaction is the enemy has infiltrated the city. Katara's decision to avoid confrontation was an understandable one. It's frustrating because this is not the Zuko we've known for the last 2 seasons. He's made it through this crisis that he went through in the last couple of episodes where everything he knows about himself is being upended, turned over, and he's found this new inner peace by letting go of his links to his father and his sister and his history and his destiny that may not be his destiny at all. But he's let go of all that anger and frustration and angst, and he's found a calm, a peace. But what's going to happen when confronted with his sister? Are Zuko and Iroh finally going to ally themselves with our heroes, with the Yang Gang in the finale of this season? It feels like the right time for it, but this show has subverted my expectations before, so I don't know for sure that I ought to anticipate that. But I wouldn't be surprised if that happened next episode, I guess is my point. Cool to see Sokka spend a little bit of time with his father. I think he needed that. Ever since his father left him behind at the South Pole, he's always felt maybe inadequate. Like he wanted to go when they left. I don't know how many years ago, but it's been a while since they've seen their father. But it turns out his dad left him behind because he could trust his son to look after the tribe, and his father doesn't have any question that his son is now a man. He's a warrior. He's worthy of his respect, and I think that's going to go a long way in leveling up Sokka for next season. This episode was a lot about leveling up all over. Zuko found this inner peace that he hasn't had yet in the show, that maybe he never had since at least his mother's death/disappearance. We don't know exactly what happened there, but he hasn't been had this much inner peace since he was with his mother. And now it's interesting to see the way they're animating Zuko, because suddenly his hair's more tousled. We're seeing him from the right side of his face a lot more. We're seeing less of the burn. When we see him whenever we used to see him in profile, it was almost always with the burned eye forward. But now, I noticed a couple of times in this episode when we saw Zuko in profile, it was with his unblemished side of his face facing us. That's intentional. So Zuko's leveled up, but I'm very curious to see how he's going to react when faced with confrontation for the first time in this new state. Toph obviously leveled up. She figured out metal bending. Crazy. So cool. She may be the greatest earthbender, period. It's interesting. The opening credits, when we first see, what's the order? The order is water, earth, fire, air. We see who's presumably the most powerful bender for each of those disciplines in silhouette. And when you're first watching the show, you don't know who any of them are other than Aang, who's the last one, the last airbender. But we learn that the master waterbender is Paka from the Northern Water Tribe. That's his name, right? The guy who ended up training Aang and leveling Katara up. The firebender is Azula. And the earthbender in the opening credits, I think, is the guy that captured Toph. But I would argue Toph deserves to be in those credits now. Let's continue talking about leveling up. Sokka leveled up. He's not a bender, but he... Maybe this is the episode where he realized he's become a man. He's probably already made that leap in role and mindset some over the previous 2 seasons, but this is sort of the episode where he's received that external validation that confirms it for him, and that goes a long way in the mind of a young man. So that's really cool to see. Aang was in the process of leveling up. He's freed 6 of his 7 chakras, but he's still hung up on the mind chakra. Hopefully he can go back to the temple and meet with Guru Pathak again to finish the journey, but I can't imagine that's happening next episode. I feel like that's a season 3 thing, if it's going to happen at all. Or is the process ruined at this point? I don't know. Or is it something he can do without the Guru's aid? I don't know. But, yeah, really cool episode. I really enjoyed the spiritual and philosophical journey of our time with the Guru, and I'm excited for the finale. That's the big thing. We got big trouble in Little Ba Sing Se, and we have an imminent showdown with Azula and Long Feng that we're gonna have to deal with, and I keep waiting for Ty Lee and or May to question Azula's methods. They've been very willing participants in Azula's plots up to now, and I can see May going along with that just fine. But I feel like Ty Lee's got a redemption moment in her at some point in the future, and I don't know what that is, when that may come, but I hope that at some point Azula herself is undermined from within, so to speak. I also hope we get confirmation that Suki's okay. Last we saw, I think it was episode 16, Appa's Lost Days, we saw Azula and Suki having their showdown. That fight froze like in a freeze frame, and all we know post that is Azula showing up disguised as Suki at Ba Sing Se. So what happened to Suki? I hope she's okay. I hope Azula hasn't killed her. We haven't dealt with a lot of death on this show on screen, but that isn't to say it couldn't happen. But it would be shocking if it did. It would be terrible if it did. It would really suck. But yeah, man, the finale is going to be a doozy, isn't it? Can't wait for next week. So, until then, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.